They found two stray cats hugging in a storm. When they got closer, they couldn't believe their eyes. In the heart of a raging storm, where the winds howl like a pack of wild animals and rain falls in torrents, two stray cats found themselves battling the elements. But rather than succumbing to fear and despair, they stood united, their bodies intertwined, offering shelter to each other against the relentless downpour. It was a scene that could easily be overlooked. Just another tragic moment in a world filled with abandoned creatures. But as the rescuers approached, what they discovered was nothing short of miraculous. Imagine this: two vulnerable souls, huddled together beneath a gnarled tree, braving the tempest that threatened to tear them apart. But it wasn't just their own survival they were concerned about. Nestled tightly between them was something extraordinary: a small bundle wrapped in a human baby's blanket, held safe and dry. The instinct to protect, to nurture, had kicked in, and these two cats, often dismissed as mere strays, became the unlikeliest of guardians. What could possibly lead two cats to take on such a monumental task? What instinct drives them to shield a life that isn't their own? As we delve deeper into this incredible story, we'll uncover the surprising connections that bind us all, whether we walk on two legs or four. Prepare to witness a tale that transcends species, a story of love, resilience, and the profound impact of compassion in the face of adversity. But wait, there's more. Just as the rescuers drew closer, ready to unravel the mystery of this unlikely trio, another shocking twist awaited them. What they initially thought to be an ordinary scene of survival would reveal layers of complexity that would leave everyone in awe. The bond between these cats, their instinctual drive to protect, and the heart-stopping moment when they discovered the truth behind the blanket. They all intertwine in a narrative that challenges our perceptions of courage and family. So, buckle up as we journey through the storm with these brave felines and uncover the remarkable story of how they saved not just one life, but two, in a night that could have ended in tragedy. This is a story that will resonate deep within you, reminding us that sometimes the greatest heroes come from the most unexpected places. As the rescuers edged closer, their hearts pounding in their chests, the scene unfolded before them like a surreal painting. The wind whipped at their clothes, rain-soaked and relentless, but their focus was solely on the two cats. One was a sleek gray tabby, its fur matted with rain, while the other was a fluffy white cat, its coat glistening under the dim light. The stark contrast between them was striking, yet they were united in purpose. They seemed to share an unspoken understanding, a bond that transcended their circumstances. It was this bond that drew the rescuers in, their instincts as animal lovers kicking into high gear. They moved cautiously, their eyes locked onto the small bundle nestled between the two felines. Each step felt heavy with anticipation and concern. What could possibly be sheltered beneath those paws? As they drew nearer, the sight that met their eyes was both astonishing and heartwarming. The two cats, seemingly oblivious to the chaos surrounding them, remained vigilant. They alternated glances at the approaching humans, their bodies poised protectively over the blanket that swaddled the hidden treasure. It was a moment that encapsulated the essence of what it means to be a guardian. The gray tabby, with its bright green eyes, exuded an air of calm determination, while the white cat's soft, expressive gaze spoke volumes of its nurturing instinct. The rescuers, hardly able to comprehend the unfolding miracle, felt a rush of urgency. Gently, they called out to the cats, their voices barely audible above the storm's roar. "It's okay. We're here to help," they pleaded, hoping to reassure the brave guardians. The cats, seemingly understanding the intent behind the words, relaxed slightly but remained steadfast, their bodies shielding the blanket with unwavering resolve. Finally, the rescuers reached the pair, and with trembling hands, they carefully lifted the blanket to reveal its contents. What they found sent shockwaves through their hearts. A tiny human infant, no more than a few weeks old, lay nestled within the folds of the fabric. The baby was sound asleep, blissfully unaware of the chaos outside, and shockingly, there were no visible signs of harm. The rescuers exchanged stunned glances, their minds racing to comprehend the serendipity of the situation. How had this baby come to be there, and who had left it in such a perilous place? Among the debris scattered around them, the rescuers quickly searched for clues. They discovered that the baby had likely been abandoned moments before the storm hit, left with nothing but a blanket for warmth. The cats, drawn by instinct, had found the infant and, in a remarkable act of empathy, decided to shelter the child alongside their own instincts for survival. It was a decision that transcended species, showcasing an extraordinary display of compassion that few could fathom. As the rescue team wrapped the infant in their arms, they couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude toward the two strays. These cats had not only protected their own lives, but had also taken it upon themselves to safeguard the most vulnerable among them. The scene became a powerful testament to the intricate web of life and the unexpected ways in which beings can connect. In that moment, a bond was forged, not only between the cats and the infant, but also between the rescuers and the unlikely heroes they had encountered. With the baby secured and the storm still raging, the rescuers knew they had to act quickly. They gently coaxed the two cats from their protective stance, offering them food and comfort. The gray tabby approached first, cautiously sniffing at the offered morsels, while the white cat remained close, its eyes darting between the food and the baby, as if weighing the situation. It was a poignant moment that illustrated the duality of survival. The instinct to nourish oneself while still protecting what one holds dear. As the rescuers worked to secure the cats and the infant, they couldn't help but reflect on the nature of family. Here were two cats, often seen as mere strays, embodying the essence of guardianship, while a human infant, abandoned and alone, found comfort in their presence. It was a stark reminder that family does not always conform to traditional definitions, and that love and protection can come from the most unexpected sources. What would happen next for these two cats? Would they find a forever home after this incredible act of heroism? The rescuers were committed to ensuring that they would not only save the infant, but also provide a brighter future for the feline duo who had shown such extraordinary courage. Their hearts were full as they loaded the trio into their vehicle, the storm still raging around them, but their spirits buoyed by the glimmer of hope they had just witnessed. As they drove towards safety, the reality of the situation began to sink in. The lives of those involved would forever be intertwined. The gray tabby and the fluffy white cat, once mere shadows of the streets, had become symbols of resilience and unconditional love. And the tiny infant, who had been abandoned in a moment of despair, now had a chance at life, thanks to the unwavering instincts of two unlikely guardians. This incredible encounter begs the question, what does it truly mean to be a protector? In a world often filled with chaos and uncertainty, the actions of these two cats remind us that compassion knows no boundaries. The story of their bravery will echo through the hearts of those who hear it, inspiring a renewed sense of empathy for all living beings, regardless of their circumstances. As we reflect on this remarkable tale, let us celebrate the extraordinary abilities that exist within all creatures. Let us recognize the deep connections that can form in the most unexpected of situations. In the midst of a storm, two stray cats became heroes, teaching us that love can indeed emerge from the most challenging circumstances. Their story is one of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds that define what it means to be a family, no matter how unconventional that family may be. As the rescuers drove toward the shelter, the storm continued to rage outside, but inside the vehicle, a feeling of warmth and hope began to take hold. The gray tabby and the fluffy white cat, now nestled in the corner of the back seat, seemed to sense the change in atmosphere. Their once fearful eyes softened, and they cautiously began to explore their new surroundings. Each sound from the rescuers was met with curious glances, their instincts driving them to assess the safety of this new environment. The rescuers exchanged stories about the surreal experience they had just witnessed. They marveled at the sheer determination of the cats, who had put themselves at risk to protect the abandoned infant. It's incredible how animals can sense vulnerability, One of the rescuers remarked, shaking their head in disbelief. They truly understand what it means to care for others, even if that other is a human baby. As the conversation flowed, the rescuers reflected on their own lives. Many of them had pets at home, and they shared anecdotes about their furry companions, how their cats and dogs displayed affection, loyalty, and an innate ability to comfort during tough times. It was a reminder that love and protection are universal traits, transcending the barriers of species. The bond that had formed between the cats and the infant was a shining example of this truth. When they arrived at the shelter, the atmosphere shifted yet again. The warmth of indoor lighting contrasted sharply with the dark, stormy night outside. The shelter staff quickly gathered, their faces a mixture of concern and curiosity as they learned about the rescue. The infant, swaddled in the baby blanket that had provided security amidst the storm, was taken immediately to a medical station for a thorough examination. The cats, meanwhile, were placed in a cozy area where they could decompress from the chaotic events of the evening. As the medical team tended to the infant, the rescuers watched the cats settle in. The gray tabby began grooming the white cat, a gesture that spoke volumes about their bond. It was a tender moment, showcasing their trust and the deep connection they had developed through the shared experience of survival. The fluffy white cat leaned into the gray tabby, closing its eyes, as if to say, "We made it through together." The shelter staff members were in awe of the cat's actions. They had seen many rescues in their time, but this one was different. It wasn't just about saving lives. It was about the intertwining of two species in a moment of crisis. The cats had instinctively chosen to protect not only themselves but also a human child, illustrating a profound capacity for empathy that challenges our understanding of animal behavior. As the night deepened, the storm finally began to subside, leaving behind a world washed clean yet battered. Outside, puddles formed, reflecting the flickering lights of the shelter. Inside, the atmosphere was filled with a sense of calm as the infant was examined and given a clean bill of health. The medical team found no injuries, and the baby was soon wrapped in fresh blankets, ready for a warm embrace from the caring staff. While the infant was being cared for, the cats were given food and water. They tentatively approached the bowls, their instincts guiding them toward nourishment after the exhausting experience. The rescuers observed how the cats took turns eating, a sign of their continued bond and mutual respect. It was as if they understood that survival was not just about individual needs, but also about looking out for one another in a world that had been so cruel. In the days that followed, the story of the heroic cats and the rescued infants spread throughout the community. Local news outlets picked up the tale, and social media buzzed with excitement. Posts flooded in, sharing images of the cats, the infant, and the brave rescuers who had been at the scene. People were moved by the extraordinary display of compassion and the unbreakable bond that had formed between the two species. As the story gained traction, it sparked conversations about animal welfare and the importance of protecting stray animals. Many individuals began to reflect on their own relationship with pets and the responsibilities that come with caring for them. Local shelters experienced an influx of donations, and people reached out, eager to adopt or foster strays in need. The tale of the two cats and the infant had ignited a flame of awareness and compassion that resonated deeply within the community. The shelter staff decided to name the two cats after the storm that had brought them together. They became known as Tempest for the gray tabby and Serenity for the fluffy white cat. Their names symbolized the chaos of the night and the peace that followed. The staff was determined to find a loving home for the duo, recognizing that they had demonstrated remarkable resilience and loyalty in their actions. As the days turned into weeks, Tempest and Serenity thrived in the shelter environment. They adjusted to their new routines, often seen cuddling together in their cozy kennel, providing comfort to each other in a world that was still unfamiliar. Their personalities began to shine through, with Tempest showing a playful side, chasing after toys and exploring every nook and cranny of their space. Serenity, on the other hand, remained the nurturing figure, often curling up beside the staff as they worked, offering gentle purrs that brought smiles to everyone around. Meanwhile, the infant, whom the rescuers had named Hope in honor of the miracle that had unfolded that night, began to flourish under the care of the shelter staff. They ensured that Hope received all the love and attention required for a healthy start in life. Community members rallied around, eager to help, providing baby supplies and support for the little one who had captured their hearts. As the bond between Tempest, Serenity, and Hope deepened, the shelter staff organized events to raise awareness about the importance of animal rescue and fostering. They shared the incredible story during community gatherings, emphasizing the lessons learned from the night of the storm. People were inspired by how compassion can manifest in unexpected ways, and many vowed to become advocates for both animal and child welfare. The day finally arrived when a loving family stepped forward, expressing their desire to adopt Tempest and Serenity. They had heard the incredible tale and were moved by the courage displayed by the two cats. As they walked through the shelter, the family was greeted by the gentle purrs of Serenity and the playful antics of Tempest. It was an instantaneous connection, a moment that felt meant to be. The shelter staff watched with joy as the family interacted with the cats, understanding that this was not just an adoption. It was a reunion of sorts. Tempest and Serenity had fought through the storm together, and now they were embarking on a new adventure, one that promised love, safety, and a forever home. The cats approached their new family, nuzzling against them as if to say, "We're ready for this next chapter." As Tempest and Serenity left the shelter, they took with them the spirit of hope they had instilled in everyone who had encountered their story. Their journey was a testament to the resilience found in all living beings, a reminder that love can emerge in the unlikeliest of circumstances. And as for Hope, the community continued to rally around this precious infant, ensuring that she would have every opportunity to thrive. The bonds forged that stormy night remained strong, with the story of two stray cats saving a human infant becoming a lasting legacy of compassion and resilience. It was a reminder that, regardless of the challenges we face, the instinct to protect, nurture, and love runs deep within us all, transcending boundaries and redefining what it means to be a family. As Tempest and Serenity settled into their new home, their presence began to weave a tapestry of warmth and love within the family. The children, brimming with excitement, quickly bonded with the cats, who reciprocated with gentle headbutts and soft purrs. Each room in the house became a canvas for their playful antics, from chasing after feather toys to curling up in sunny spots, basking in the glow of newfound affection. The family's home transformed into a sanctuary, echoing with laughter and the comforting sounds of contented feline purrs. Meanwhile, as the days passed, Hope flourished under the loving care of the community. Local volunteers organized playdates and storytelling sessions, surrounding her with a network of support that would shape her future. Photographs of her surrounded by caring adults and children circulated on social media, and many expressed a desire to contribute, whether through donations or offers to babysit. The story of the two cats had ignited a spark in the community, highlighting the importance of nurturing not just animals, but also the most vulnerable among them. The narrative of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope became a powerful reminder of resilience in the face of adversity. Local news outlets continued to follow their stories, with features highlighting the importance of animal rescue and child welfare. The shelter's outreach program saw increased participation, with individuals stepping up to foster animals or volunteer their time. People began to share their own stories of compassion, how they had rescued pets or taken in children in need, creating a ripple effect of kindness that spread throughout the region. As the seasons changed, so did the lives of Tempest and Serenity. They thrived in their forever home, exploring the backyard filled with blooming flowers and swaying trees. The family had created a safe haven, complete with cozy nooks for the cats to snuggle up in and climbing trees that encouraged their playful nature. Each day was filled with new adventures, whether it was a game of hide-and-seek or a tranquil afternoon spent lounging in the sun. The children learned the responsibility that came with caring for pets, their laughter ringing out as they played with Tempest and Serenity. They discovered the joy of feeding them, brushing their fur, and understanding their needs. In turn, The cats provided lessons in empathy and companionship, teaching the family the value of nurturing relationships, both with animals and one another. It was a harmonious exchange that deepened their familial bonds. Hope, too, grew and thrived, surrounded by love and laughter. Her milestones were celebrated with joy. The community rallied around her, hosting birthday parties and gatherings that brought together neighbors and friends. Each event served to remind everyone of the intertwined lives that had been changed forever by a stormy night. The cats, now cherished members of the family, would curl up next to Hope during story time, offering their quiet comfort as she listened to tales of adventure and friendship. As the years rolled on, the story of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope continued to inspire others. The shelter initiated an annual fundraiser named the Storm of Hope, aimed at raising awareness and funds for animal rescue and child welfare programs. The event featured pet adoptions, family-friendly activities, and educational workshops on responsible pet ownership and the importance of community support. It became a beloved tradition, drawing crowds who came to celebrate the bond between humans and animals while honoring the legacy of the remarkable trio. During one of these events, a local artist created a mural depicting Tempest, Serenity, and Hope, capturing the essence of their story in vibrant colors. The mural adorned the shelter's wall, serving as a constant reminder of the transformative power of compassion. Visitors who came to the shelter would often pause to admire the artwork, reflecting on the miraculous events that had led to the creation of such a loving family. In the heart of the community, the tale of two stray cats saving a human infant became a symbol of hope and resilience. It inspired countless individuals to look beyond their immediate circumstances and recognize the potential for kindness that exists within each of us. From that stormy night onward, Tempest, Serenity, and Hope stood as a testament to the unbreakable bonds that can form in the most unexpected ways, teaching everyone that family is defined not just by blood, but by love, courage, and the willingness to protect one another. As Hope grew older, she began to understand the significance of her story. With her parents' encouragement, she started volunteering at the shelter, eager to contribute to the lives of animals in need. She learned to care for the strays, helping to feed them, groom them, and, most importantly, share her love with them. It was a natural progression, a beautiful circle of giving and receiving that embodied the spirit of her upbringing. One day, during her volunteer shift, Hope found herself in front of the mural that depicted her and the cats. She stood in awe, absorbing the colors and the emotion captured within the artwork. It was then that she made a promise to herself. She would always advocate for those without a voice, whether they were animals or children in need. The bond she shared with Tempest and Serenity had instilled in her a sense of purpose that would guide her throughout her life. In the years that followed, the story of the stormy night remained a cherished memory for the family. Tempest and Serenity grew older, but their spirits never waned. They continued to provide love and comfort, their presence a source of joy that enriched every moment. They were more than just pets. They were beloved family members who had taught everyone about the power of compassion and the importance of standing together during difficult times. As Hope reached her teenage years, she often reflected on the incredible journey that had brought her to where she was. The memories of the storm, the two brave cats, and the sense of community that had enveloped her life were interwoven into her identity. She started to write about her experiences, documenting the lessons she had learned and the love that had surrounded her. Her writing became a way to inspire others, encouraging them to recognize the extraordinary potential for kindness within themselves. The impact of that fateful night rippled outwards, touching countless lives beyond the immediate community. People began to share their own stories, creating a network of compassion and support that spanned across the region. The shelter, once a place of solitude for strays, became a hub of hope, inspiring others to take action and make a difference in the lives of animals and children alike. And so, as time passed, the story of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope continued to be told, a narrative that celebrated love, resilience, and the bonds that unite us all. In a world that often felt chaotic and uncertain, their journey served as a beacon of light, reminding everyone that sometimes the most extraordinary heroes come from the most unexpected places. The legacy of that stormy night lived on, a testament to the unyielding power of compassion, a story that would resonate for generations to come. As time passed, the story of tempest, serenity, and hope continued to be told, a narrative that celebrated love, resilience, and the bonds that unite us all. In a world that often felt chaotic and uncertain, their journey served as a beacon of light, reminding everyone that sometimes the most extraordinary heroes come from the most unexpected places. The legacy of that stormy night lived on, a testament to the unyielding power of compassion, a story that would resonate for generations to come. Hope's commitment to advocacy blossomed as she immersed herself in various initiatives aimed at improving the lives of abandoned animals and vulnerable children. She organized community workshops, where she shared her story and encouraged others to adopt pets from shelters instead of buying them from breeders. Her passion for animals and children intertwined seamlessly, creating a narrative that inspired many to recognize their shared responsibility in fostering a compassionate society. During one of these workshops, Hope met a local journalist who was intrigued by her story. The journalist saw potential in her advocacy efforts and proposed they collaborate to create a documentary highlighting the importance of animal rescue and child welfare. Excited by the prospect of reaching a wider audience, Hope agreed, understanding that the more people who heard their story, the greater the impact it could have. As filming commenced, Hope's enthusiasm shone through. She interviewed fellow volunteers, shelter staff, and families who had adopted pets. Each story contributed to a rich tapestry of experiences, tales of love, resilience, and the transformative power of compassion. Tempest and Serenity were featured prominently, showcasing their playful antics and the joy they brought to Hope's family. The documentary captured the heartwarming moments that defined their lives together, illustrating how one stormy night had changed the trajectories of so many lives. Throughout the filming process, Hope felt an immense sense of purpose. She was not just telling her own story. She was amplifying the voices of countless animals and children who needed advocates. She met with local leaders, urging them to consider policies that would protect strays and provide resources for families in need. Her dedication resonated with many, sparking discussions about the importance of community engagement in addressing these critical issues. As the documentary neared completion, the anticipation in the community grew. Hope organized a screening event at the local theater, inviting families, shelter supporters, and community members to come together to celebrate the power of compassion. The evening promised to be a celebration of love, unity, and the extraordinary bond that had formed within their community. On the night of the screening, the theater buzzed with excitement. Hope stood at the entrance, greeting guests with a warm smile. As people filed in, she felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. Each individual present had played a role in nurturing the spirit of compassion that had blossomed since that fateful stormy night. The air was thick with anticipation as attendees took their seats, eager to witness the story unfold on the big screen. As the lights dimmed and the documentary began, Hope watched with a heart full of emotion. The footage showcased the resilience of Tempest and Serenity, their playful personalities bringing laughter to the audience. The moments of connection between Hope and the cats were beautifully captured, illustrating the profound bond that had emerged from tragedy. As the film progressed, stories of other rescues filled the screen, each tale echoing the message that love knows no boundaries. When the credits rolled, the audience erupted in applause. Hope took a deep breath, feeling a rush of pride and accomplishment. The film had sparked conversations and inspired individuals to take action. After the screening, people gathered in small groups, discussing ways they could contribute to local shelters, foster pets, or volunteer their time. Hope moved through the crowd, engaging with attendees, answering questions, and sharing her vision for a kinder world. The screening was just the beginning. In the weeks that followed, local media outlets picked up the story, resulting in increased awareness and support for animal and child welfare initiatives. Hope was invited to speak at schools, community centers, and events, where she shared her experiences and encouraged others to become advocates for those in need. Her message resonated with students, parents, and community leaders alike, inspiring a new generation to embrace empathy as a guiding principle. As the years rolled on, Tempest and Serenity continued to thrive in their forever home. Their playful spirits remained undiminished, and they became beloved figures within the neighborhood. Families would often stop by to visit, bringing treats and toys for the cats, who greeted everyone with open paws. The bond between the cats and Hope deepened further, their lives intertwined in a way that would forever shape their shared journey. Hope's advocacy efforts expanded, and she eventually founded a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting the needs of abandoned pets and vulnerable children. With the help of volunteers, she organized adoption events, educational programs, and fundraising campaigns, all aimed at raising awareness and resources for the causes she held dear. The organization quickly gained traction, drawing support from local businesses and community members eager to join in her mission. Each event was a celebration of the connections that could be formed through compassion. Hope encouraged storytelling, allowing individuals to share their own experiences of rescue and love. The walls of her nonprofit became adorned with photographs of happy families who had adopted pets, each image a testament to the joy that comes from opening one's heart. As Hope reflected on her journey, she often revisited the mural that had been painted in honor of Tempest, Serenity, and her own story. It now served as a centerpiece in her nonprofit's office, a vivid reminder of the night that had changed everything. The mural captured the essence of resilience, hope, and the unbreakable bonds that can form when compassion is allowed to flourish. On the anniversary of that fateful stormy night, Hope organized a community gathering to celebrate the legacy of love that had emerged from adversity. The event featured guest speakers, activities for families, and an art exhibition showcasing works inspired by the journey of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope. As the sun set, the community came together to share stories, laughter, and a collective sense of purpose. In that moment, surrounded by friends, family, and supporters, Hope felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The storm that had once threatened to tear lives apart had instead brought them together, forging connections that transcended species and circumstance. The story of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope had become a powerful narrative of resilience, compassion, and the transformative nature of love, a legacy that would continue to inspire generations to come. As the gathering culminated in a moment of reflection, Hope stood before the crowd, feeling the warmth of their support. With a heart brimming with gratitude, she spoke of the importance of kindness, urging everyone to carry the spirit of compassion into their daily lives. "Let us remember," she said, her voice steady, "that no act of kindness is too small. Each of us has the power to make a difference, to be a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Together, we can create a world where love reigns, where every being, human or animal, has a chance to thrive." The applause that followed was thunderous, echoing through the night air. In that moment, the legacy of the two stray cats and the infant they had saved lived on, a testament to the unbreakable bonds that connect us all. Tempest and Serenity, now older but still vibrant, sat at Hope's feet, purring softly as if in agreement. The storm had passed, but the light it had sparked would shine brightly for years to come, illuminating the path toward compassion, understanding, and love for all. As the gathering culminated in a moment of reflection, Hope stood before the crowd, feeling the warmth of their support. With a heart brimming with gratitude, she spoke of the importance of kindness, urging everyone to carry the spirit of compassion into their daily lives. "Let us remember," she said, her voice steady, "that no act of kindness is too small. Each of us has the power to make a difference, to be a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Together, we can create a world where love reigns, where every being, human or animal, has a chance to thrive." The applause that followed was thunderous, echoing through the night air. In that moment, the legacy of the two stray cats and the infant they had saved lived on, a testament to the unbreakable bonds that connect us all. Tempest and Serenity, now older but still vibrant, sat at Hope's feet, purring softly as if in agreement. The storm had passed, but the light it had sparked would shine brightly for years to come, illuminating the path toward compassion, understanding, and love for all. As the event came to a close, Hope walked among the attendees, engaging in heartfelt conversations. She listened intently as people shared their own stories of rescue, love, and the connections formed through shared experiences. Each story added a new layer to the tapestry of compassion that had emerged since that stormy night. Hope couldn't help but feel a profound sense of belonging, knowing that together, they were building a community rooted in empathy and kindness. The night also served as an opportunity to recognize those who had supported her journey. Hope took a moment to honor the shelter staff, the volunteers, and the countless individuals who had dedicated their time and resources to animal and child welfare. "You are the heartbeat of this movement," she expressed, her voice filled with emotion. "Your efforts remind us that we are never alone in our fight for compassion. Together, we can create waves of change." As the event progressed, Hope introduced a special guest, a local veterinarian who had played a crucial role in caring for Tempest and Serenity after their rescue. The vet shared insights into the importance of spaying and neutering pets, educating the audience on responsible pet ownership. The information resonated deeply, inspiring many to consider adopting their pets from shelters and prioritizing their health and well-being. With the night winding down, Hope looked around and saw families laughing and children playing with pets they had adopted. It was a sight that brought her immense joy, a visual representation of the community's commitment to making a difference. The laughter echoed, blending with the soft purrs of Tempest and Serenity, who had become symbols of hope and resilience for all those gathered. As the final moments of the gathering approached, Hope took to the stage once more. "Let's carry this spirit of compassion forward," she urged, her voice unwavering. "Let's be the change we wish to see in the world. Every small act of kindness can create a ripple effect. Together, we can ensure that no animal is left behind, that no child feels abandoned. We have the power to rewrite stories, to turn despair into hope." The crowd erupted in applause, a collective commitment to carry the torch of compassion into their lives. Hope felt the energy of the moment, knowing that they were all bound together by a shared purpose: to protect, nurture, and love. In the heart of the community, the legacy of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope would continue to inspire action, reminding everyone of the extraordinary potential for kindness that resides within us all. As attendees began to depart, many stopped to pet Tempest and Serenity, their affectionate nature drawing people in. The cats basked in the attention, their eyes bright and content. Hope watched with a smile, feeling grateful for the incredible journey they had all shared. The bond between her, the cats, and the community had transformed lives, hers and so many others, creating a ripple effect of compassion that would last for generations. In the weeks that followed, the momentum from the event continued to build. Hope's nonprofit organization gained visibility and support, attracting new volunteers and donations. Inspired by the stories shared at the gathering, local businesses began to partner with the organization, hosting fundraising events and donating a portion of their profits to support animal and child welfare initiatives. As the summer approached, Hope organized a family-friendly festival in the park, featuring activities for children, educational workshops on responsible pet ownership, and opportunities to meet adoptable pets from local shelters. The event was designed to foster a sense of community and encourage connections between families and animals in need of homes. On the day of the festival, the park was transformed into a vibrant hub of activity. Colorful banners fluttered in the breeze, and laughter filled the air as families explored the booths and games. Hope stood at the entrance, welcoming attendees with open arms, her heart swelling with pride at the love and support surrounding her. As the festival unfolded, people shared their experiences with animal rescue and adoption, creating a tapestry of stories that highlighted the importance of compassion. Tempest and Serenity, now beloved local celebrities, made special appearances at the festival, delighting children and adults alike. Their gentle disposition and playful antics drew smiles and laughter, reminding everyone of the joy that comes from opening one's heart to those in need. Hope took the stage during the festival, addressing the crowd with a sense of purpose. She spoke of the progress made in the community, emphasizing the collective efforts to create a more compassionate world. Together, we are making a difference, she proclaimed. Every act of kindness, every person who chooses to adopt instead of shop, contributes to the greater good. Let's keep this momentum going. The audience erupted in applause, their enthusiasm palpable. Hope's words resonated, reinforcing the idea that they were all part of something larger than themselves. The festival continued with various activities, including a pet parade where families showcased their adopted pets, celebrating the love and companionship they had found. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the festival, Hope reflected on the journey that had brought her to this moment. The storm that had once threatened to tear lives apart had instead united them, creating a network of compassion that had transformed the community. Tempest and Serenity, now resting comfortably beside her, embodied the spirit of resilience that had emerged from adversity. With the festival drawing to a close, Hope encouraged attendees to take the lessons learned that day into their everyday lives. Let's continue to spread kindness and love, she urged. Let's be the advocates for those who cannot speak for themselves. Together, we can create a brighter future, one where every animal is loved and every child is cherished. As the crowd dispersed, Hope felt a deep sense of fulfillment wash over her. The legacy of that stormy night lived on, a testament to the unyielding power of compassion. Tempest and Serenity, now a part of her family, had shown her that love knows no boundaries, that the bonds formed through kindness can change the course of lives forever. In the years that followed, Hope continued to advocate for animal and child welfare, her dedication unwavering. Tempest and Serenity remained by her side, their presence a constant reminder of the extraordinary journey they had embarked upon together. The community flourished, united by the shared belief in compassion and the transformative power of love. And so, as the seasons changed and new stories unfolded, the tale of Tempest, Serenity, and Hope became a cherished legend in the community, a story of courage, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds that remind us all of the beauty that can emerge from even the most challenging circumstances. It was a legacy that would continue to inspire, uplift, and ignite the spirit of compassion for generations to come.